Good morning everyone, welcome to Wild Earth Safari this morning. My name is Mark with Kath on camera and we are heading out for our morning safari. Beautiful still morning, bright blue sky, not a cloud, not a breath of wind. Join us as we drive around the Sabi Sand and find you some of the wonderful things that maybe we can see in this part of the world. We're out on the southern end of the open area and we're going to head back to Boetela Access Road. I want to go up to Biffles of Katlan. I think it's a good place to start for the morning. Go and see if there's anything that's come in from the north. Beautiful sunlight touching the top of the ridge. We're on the western side of this ridge. Sun still has to start painting these trees a little bit. A little bit of a chill in the air this morning. The first real hint of season change that's coming our way. A little bit early. A lot of hyena tracks around. Must have been busy on the open area last night. I wonder if they maybe were hunting here on what is called quarantine. I think maybe we'll take Aubrey's Road. Morning birds. There's a bird party. Buffalo weavers, magpie shrikes. What else is there? Little babbler. Baby weavers. Could be just a mixed bird party. We get these from time to time. In fact, every day you're likely to have a mixed bird party come through camp or likely to pass one. There are a whole bunch of mixed birds feed in the same place. They all complement each other as far as danger is concerned, and they are not in competition for the same food, or even if they are, they have different hunting methods. They can complement each other as well when it comes to catching food, especially when you get mixed seed eaters and insect eaters. Seed eaters can carry on picking up seed in the long grasses, knowing that the insect eaters are going to be looking out for danger. Sometimes up to 20 different bird species in one mixed bird party. Is that glove pack? Oh, okay, maybe we better turn around. Pat's is telling me that there's an elephant just came across the dam, through the dam. To go back. Let's see who he is. It'd be nice in this morning light. Especially a wet elephant. Quite brave. Swimming at this time of day. Surprisingly no one out on the open area this morning. A few impala near camp, on the campside of the clearing. No sign of the wildebeest yet. Might have something to do with having had hyena here at some stage during the night or early morning. Probably early this morning. I did hear hyena this morning, but they were up, I suppose, more or less buffels of cutline. Henry, come in. Yeah, morning. What did you have there?
Morning,
Thank you. Of hyena tracks. They were very busy in this part of the world last night. Wahlberg's Nest Road, Wahlberg Eagles Road, Wahlberg Eagles Nest Road, Wahlberg's Nest. There used to be one down the bottom here. I don't know if they used it this year. The Wahlbergs normally come back to the same nest. Elephant tracks. Pretty fresh. Not the same one we're looking for. A different bull. Must have been down here yesterday. Okay, now we're looking for a big grey animal. Big ears, long nose. Shouldn't be too hard to find. There he is. Beautiful setting. Franklin's complaining up near his house. It's right near the microphone. Should be able to even hear him from the waterhole cam. Wow, look at that. That's what I was hoping to see. A very wet elephant. Beautiful big bull. Wow. Morning, Squire. Just a little bit of his back. Still dry. Baboons in the background, you can just see just beyond his head in the background, some baboons hopping around a marula tree. One and Lord Gary Dam. Yeah, go.
Yeah, Mark, this is from the west or south. They say there's enough of signal talking to reach them last night and also to Ruga. Not from Desert Rush towards that land. So if you can cover the exact distance so that
Okay, copy, thanks. Yeah, I'll check when I'm finished with the door.
okay, copy, thank you.
I'm going to move up a little bit and get a better view of him rather than just his rump. It's nice to get a background with the lodge. He's going to, one tusk, watch this, he's going to shake the tree. Or just rubbing his forehead, one of the two. Just bumping his head against the forehead. In full must, he's dribbling. Can't really tell from his temporal glands because he's wet. The left tusk missing a right tusk. I mean, what am I saying? He's got his right tusk missing his left tusk. I think I had it the wrong way around. Evidently, this is the one that gave Patrick and Kat a mock charge yesterday, as well as the Vuatella pickup truck. Probably best to give him a wide berth. Judging by the shape of his upper lip, he doesn't seem to have... Here he comes, he's gonna... Be nice, Mr. Ellie. Please be nice. Oh. Very deep rumble. I'm not sure if you managed to hear that. He's in peak must at the moment. I'm saying, judging by the shape of his upper lip, he doesn't seem to have had a tusk there. If it was a tusk that had broken and in the last few years, he'd have that upper lip looking as though there was a stump of a tusk underneath there. It could have been that he was born this way. It could have been that it's a tusk that has not developed. Very difficult to tell. The mist is lovely on the dam this morning. Try and get a shot of that. And there's a hippo in the water too. Bunch of other hippos. Let's see if we can get back there and have a look at that in a second. A lot of the hippos are underneath that tree that we call the hippo nursery. I guess we need to be looking for maybe a new youngster, if possible. Well, let's catch up with that elephant friend. But before we do, let's have a look at those other hippo. He's not going anywhere. There's a jacana down here. Interesting lives, these African jacana. I've got a couple of them in front of us here. Let's see, hippos. Four of them tucked under the leadwood. I don't think there'd be a new baby with 4 hippos together. A new mother wouldn't let the others come close to her like that. Now these tucanas, also known as lily trotters, have oversized feet that distribute their weight and can walk along this floating vegetation. But interestingly, their behavior is somewhat different to most other birds. They're what we term polyandrous, the opposite to, well, not the opposite, but the female equivalent of polygamous. There you go, there's one of them behind some grasses. Female has multiple husbands, multiple partners, and the male is the one that does all the babysitting and looking after the kids. She doesn't really care very much. She'll lay her eggs and leave it up to the male to look after them, to incubate them, go off and find another male to enslave, and she'll even likely to kill another female's chicks so that she can lay her own eggs, I mean. Okay, let's see what we can talk to this elephant again. He's going to be nice to us. Beautiful bird song this morning. Giving him a real wide berth. I don't want to push my luck with him, especially being in must. And it came past us very, very close, was rumbling. He seemed fairly calm. He didn't throw his head at us. He didn't give me any indication that he wanted to do anything other than have a really close look at me. Maybe it was Cat. Maybe he came to look at Cat. Excuse me. He recognized you from yesterday, huh? I do want to try and get a shot of him. I've had a wonderful experience with a one-tusked elephant back home about 6-7 months ago, maybe a bit longer. And you know, must have a look at the photos of that, compare them with maybe a photo, if I can get one now, see if it might not be the same big bull. hidden tree trunks. This elephant has testosterone levels that are many times the normal testosterone levels running through his body at the moment. It's one of the reasons for this perhaps heightened aggression is not the right word, because he's not behaving very aggressively at the moment, although judging by what I'm told, the way he was chasing a vehicle yesterday, he's easily excited, irascible. Nothing really distinctive about his right ear. I didn't get a look at his left ear, even though he was right in front of me. I was looking at his eye more than anything else. His only distinguishing feature is the fact that he has only one tusk, fairly thick tusk, not very long.
The Congo all over the western side, because they're coming from Northrop Road, join the boundary and back to Zara there. Must be too much over. Yeah. Not like what else. The sun is somewhere away. It's like it's not the phone. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm going to leave him be because I want to go and have a look at tracks. It's still nice and early. Could still be some leopard moving around. There's evidently 2 leopard tracks to go and look for. Mafufunyan supposedly came across from the south last night near Twin Dams, and Karula somewhere near Weaver's Nest, Philemon's cut line. So I think we need to go see if we can find some leopard tracks. See if they're still moving around. We're going to leave him be for now. We'll take Twin Dams Road all the way down towards Twin Dam, see what we can find. Really chilly down here this morning. We found a leopard up a tree. I don't know, can't even remember the last time we saw a leopard on a kill. Or I did. Considering I eat every couple of days or so, it's a lot of leopard kills we missed. Squirrels shouting. Francolins too. Down in the riverbed. That's the problem. There's a lot of times when leopard are hunting and feeding, it's down in these drainage lines. Very thick bush, and unless you're following the leopard or unless you're down there for some other reason, you're not going to see them on their kills unless they're out in the open. Morning doves, excuse me. Thank you. Fresh elephant tracks here. I'm not sure if it's maybe just the same bull that's been walking around during the night. We came from the other side of the dam and he was on quarantine yesterday on the open area. Could have been him that's been wandering around all over the place. It is possible to identify elephants from their tracks because each one has a different pattern underneath his feet, and that's as unique as fingerprints. Rhino tracks too. But it requires finding some sort of pattern within the track that you can identify it. Nothing much here, Chelapan. So I don't know what we'll do. We'll go through the river. Oops. Go through the river to the sand and then come back out again onto Spaghetti Junction. just to see if there's been anything on the sand in the riverbed. Squirrel making the noise. Doesn't look like anything's been here yet. Rhino, here we go. Rhino tracks going through. I'm not seeing any cat tracks though. It's disappointing. Disappointing in some way, but then well, this means we'll find them somewhere else. Good morning, Anthony. And welcome to our morning safari here on Wild Earth Safari. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Big leopard track. Wow, that's huge. That must be Mafufunya. He came through here and we're going to follow his tracks. Perhaps up Battlear Road. Elephant tracks going through here as well. Really, Gunda. A little bit of sand. Just want to make sure they come out of the riverbed here as well. Could be. Head out onto the road or out of the riverbed and we'll see maybe these tracks are up here. If not, we're going to have to go to Nyala Road South. Not on that side. Doesn't look like on this side. Looks like he might have through, gone up this drainage line elsewhere. Anthony was asking a question about hippo. Well, I was interrupted by huge leopard tracks. Anthony wanted to know where the hippos go at night. In the water or out of the water. Anthony, the hippos essentially are nocturnal animals. And they feed on grasses, which means that they come out at night and feed at night. Far too many alarm calls going on around here. down here in the drainage line. We're going to go up Bateleur Road a little bit. Singwe Mkonzo looks like maybe Mafufunyan coming through Spaghetti Junction. So to answer your question, Anthony, spend their time in the water during the day, mostly sleeping, resting. And they'll come out at night and spend most of the night grazing. They can sometimes travel quite far and wide, depending on the availability of grazing. Availability of grasses. Known hippos to go several kilometers, even up to 10, 12 kilometers away from the water at night. So I need to go back because I think we're wasting a bit too much time looking for tracks where he isn't or hasn't been. Oh, I'm not going to turn around here too easily, it's very dense. There we go. There is tracks. Let's try and skip ahead a little bit rather than try and follow them one by one. Fairly cool evenings, but a dew on the ground, or rather morning, and it's quite possible he's going to come back onto the road somewhere. Not here. Must have taken a shortcut through the grasses, but I'm hoping that he would have come back onto the road somewhere up ahead. Yeah, let's see, please be here. No, 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 no. And no, not yet. Hyena tracks all over the place. Come on, pussycat, where'd you go? Nothing here. More elephant tracks here. Speaking of elephant, this was a family group, but not very fresh. And in Vancouver, morning to you. I was asking about that big elephant bull and why there's a large area, or there's an area of discoloration on his back. Because he's mostly wet, and that patch on his back, it's lighter color, that's where he's still dry. He walked through the dam as we were starting drive. Walked through the water, and that's the one area of his body that didn't get wet. Most of him, there it is. Okay, leopard back on the road, we back on track. I'm hoping this leopard didn't move too far off the road anyway, so we're going to see if he's... I'm hoping we can catch him walking on the road still. This is Nyala Road South, by the way. Just going to check every now and then to see if the track is still here. This is heading up towards Buffelshoek Dam. This drainage line that we have on the right hand side is the same drainage line that Buffelshoek Dam is built in. Hyena, and no cats. Anticipation is almost unbearable, thinking that any bend we come around we could be still in the road. Ever the optimist. He hasn't come back to the road. He's gone off the road again. Maybe down in the riverbed. There's also been elephant here last night. Times like this that I wish I had chameleon's eyes and I could keep one eye on the road and the other eye on the trees. Pardon? Cat's eyes are on the trees, okay. Good morning, kingfishers. I hear you. Yeah, birds shouting, apart from the kingfishers. Birds shouting in the bush on our left. See, when I'm on leopard tracks like this, and let's hear it like Franklin in front of us, or the redback shrikes behind us, alarming like that. Could be anywhere. I don't know what they're shouting at. Okay, let's go and look down in the dip first. Excuse me. Central Road. These have been picking up the mud down there. Hyena tracks, elephant tracks. Not looking like there's any leopard tracks. Only way to make sure is to head out the dip onto Central Road. Come on. Down there. Not here. Check once more a little further up before we turn around. really tie in with the direction he was walking, but there's no rule that says a leopard won't make a 90 or even 180 degree turn. A family of elephant that was playing in the mud at the bottom of the dip. There you see, look, here are his tracks now, and it's looking fairly fresh. Yep, up Central Road. See, did make a 90 degree turn. I wonder if this is Mafufunyan. I don't know Mafufunyan to come this far up. This is Moyambilu, Jordaan's territory. Time to check tracks again. We get some soft sand. Head all the way up to Drakensberg. I hope that his tracks are up there. This grass is so long, he could be 2 feet off of the road. I wouldn't even know it. Nothing yet. The elephant was late yesterday, maybe. Civet. Cats left the road again. Also a bit of a problem, because the best way to see tracks is going into the sun like this, but it's the worst way to actually see the cat, because it's quite a bright sun. Looking into the sun, we're not going to see much on the sides. The ground is too hard here. Hyena track. 2 hyena, 3 hyena. No cat. Nothing other than lots of hyena tracks. This part of Drakensberg maybe. going to get to Guari Pan and have a look there, and then we're going to have to come back down this way and go south. Maybe even go up onto Cheetah Cut Line and do a loop up there. If he crossed this road, it would be very difficult to pick that up unless I was walking or driving very slowly, but not too many places where these tracks are going to show if he just crossed the road. I'm hoping he was still walking on the road at some point or came back onto it. Big elephant. Wow. I suppose you're not going to get a big small elephant. Not only a breeding herd, but there's a huge bull here. Looks like he went south. So let's see. Fairly recently too. Any Juma station on Western Gowrie?
Not yet.
Okay, thanks. Come on, Leopard, where did you go? Didn't come this way. Maybe turn south again. So we'll go up onto Cheetah Cut Line, the big loop down to Mamba Road, let's say. Very good place to look for tracks now is this big junction. Always a crossroads of animal activity. Rhino tracks, buffalo tracks. Rhino heading south. Buffalo's not very fresh. There's a little bit of water in Guari Pan. Nothing here. Elephant going that way. Millipede. If it was Mafofunyan, whose tracks we were following, he might have turned south after he came up Central Road for a bit. Oh, Golden Orb right across the road. There you go. Silk everywhere. Cheetah cut lion, beautiful big open road. There's a breeding herd of elephant here too. Where they went there. Only to be seen. Nice. Now to find this cat. Excuse me, dove. It would help if you flew away, little dove, not into the road every 5 feet. Elephant, elephant, elephant. Amazing how well they can hide. So many elephant tracks, and yet we've only seen one this morning. This is all either late yesterday or early last night. A lot of other things on top of these elephant tracks. Looks like they all went north rather than... Most of these tracks are just milling about, playing in the sand. They seem to, come up from the south. Maybe they're around Buffelshoek Dam or something. But I want to just still find where this leopard went. If he came up Central Road, doesn't seem to have turned north from Central Road or come east as yet. Problem is that these elephants have really covered this road, and now there's elephant tracks heading south as well. They've been up and down. Can't even see tire tracks from yesterday. There's so many elephant tracks in that part. Here we go. A little bit better ground here. No sign of leopard though. Excuse me, Roller. Thank you. Oh, there's an elephant bull that went south, but the breeding herd went north. Family group. And this is Central Road, so hyena tracks going up and down. No cat. Only the one at the back on camera. Tiny baby elephant track, look at that. Like about this big. Probably, yeah. One we saw the other day, a very little one. In fact, my hand. Smaller than a lion print. There's an elephant. Hello, little boy. The youngster was probably lagging behind the family group. The youngster is probably only about 12 years old, just going through puberty. Well, there's no need to tell you what he's doing. He's at a marula tree, doing what elephants do at marula trees this time of the year, filling up on fruit. In comparison to the size of that bull earlier, he's probably about a third of the size. Tiny in comparison. Bit of spider web on the lens. One and low and see the cut line. Where's your family, little boy? Meanwhile, the leopard's getting away from us, but I don't mind. We've temporarily lost direction of where he's gone. I'm guessing he would have headed south, maybe on Drakensberg Drive. get up to him. We can't really go further. If this ellie moves further into the bush east of us, we can't follow him. This is Torchwood. He's just going to go from marula tree to marula tree, I think. Okay, try and follow him a bit while he's parallel to the road.
Yeah, I'm going to take you with him, Gary.
Ephraim, come in.
Morning, boss.
Yeah, morning. Ephraim, I followed that Mkonzo of that Madoding Ingwe. Headed up Nyala Road south onto Central, and then he headed east on Central. I've checked south, or rather north of Central Junction on Cheetah Cut Line, nothing there. I'm going to try head south now. I don't know if you want to come and give me a hand. Okay, I lost his tracks on Central Road, about probably 100, 200 meters west of Drakensberg Drive. Okay, I think we're going to leave him be and continue for looking for leopard tracks, see which way this leopard went. We could follow it all day and not catch up with the leopard, but I'm really keen to try. You never really know when you're just going to suddenly be behind him, or in front of him for that matter. Since we're not on his tracks and we're trying to backtrack to see where he went from Central Road. But with an elephant feeding on marula, it's all we're going to get out of him. Except a nice rub on the tree. Okay, young man. As soon as I put the camera on him, he goes back to picking up marula fruits. Maybe we'll see you a little bit later, young man. Bye. Hate to leave you, but I'll find you again soon. Pardon? He's a nice young man there. Glanced at us and almost said hello. I'm leaving Wanyang Madod and Glove on the cut line just north of junction with Mamba Road. His family's got to be close by. Interesting. Car tracks, I mean. No sign of leopard here, which means he might still be back that way. So I'm going to go all the way down now. What was that? Steenbok, perhaps. Saw a light brown coloured shape darting off. It didn't have a tail. It wasn't a leopard. Try Gowrie Main. Elephant bull that was walking south has crossed over by the looks of things. We'll go to Leadwood Road and make our way back up to Cheetah Cut Line. Leadwood Road might give us a clue. I don't know if you're following us on the map. Following where this leopard has walked. Just in case he's done a big loop, I'm just checking Gowrie Main. I don't really expect to see anything here. But by the same token, I wouldn't be surprised because it would take him back south, and then that would make sense if it is Mafufulyan. Venturing quite far northeast. And that would make sense if he reached Central Road and turned around at Central Road. But there's been nothing on Gowrie Main. Let's see if there's something on Leadwood. Woodpeckers are flying above us shouting. Mongoose in the grass is shouting. Mongoose probably shouting at us though. Oxpeckers could be flying off of a buffalo or a rhino, or landing in a tree up ahead. Giraffe. Gee, they could even be flying from impala. What's up, birds? All the shouting. Nothing yet. Bless you. Bless you. Civet tracks. look at who that was from. And someone is asking a question about a sound at Gowrie Dam a few minutes ago. And what a laughing sound. I don't know, it could be hippo, I don't know. There would be hyena around this time of the day. Yeah, there could be. If there's a kill somewhere. But it would be very kind of difficult for me to tell, because without hearing it myself. Is it a very deep sound or a very high-pitched cackling sound? Mumbling sound, maybe baboon chattering. Oh, we seem to have isolated where this leopard hasn't been. Go back down to Drakensberg Drive. That'll take us almost to that little elephant. What is that? I think an impala. Oh, a few impala rams. Hello boys. There's that one-horned ram. Why is he doing all this way here? He's the ram who had the skew horn, who broke his horn from Twin Dams. I think that one on Quarantine on the open area is a different one, because this is a much bigger ram, and you can see that horn was completely bent the wrong way. That would have been a genetic thing. Wouldn't have broken, bent. It broke because it was bent. That's definitely him. So I've been mistaking him for the one, or the one on Quarantine I've been mistaking for him. Let's go back to Drakensberg Drive and see what we can find there. Yeah, go. I'll just come off Leadwood Road back onto the cut line.
Yeah, by 6 Drive.
Did he cross over before the cut line? Copy, thanks. Well, having isolated places where he's not, Ephraim's just come through to say that he went north. I don't think I've ever known Mafufunyan to go that far north. But then, I can't say that I've seen him that often. So we'll take Cheetah Cut Line all the way up onto Buffles of Cut Line. We're going to have a look up there. See, the one thing about trying to follow tracks is actually still gets us to different areas, and always the chance of seeing something else, like we have seen this elephant we might see again just up ahead. Gone. This little boy. Huge warthog. Look at that size of that boar. Hello, big man. You're going to just stay there for us, please. Gosh, he's a big warthog. In his prime. Well, he's run off already. Oh well. Go back down onto Drakensberg. I think the elephant might have moved over that way. Don't look up. Don't look up. Excuse me a second. A spider web that I missed, and it got hooked on the antenna at the back, just above Cat's head, but soon ran up to the tree that it was connected to. You can only really see them easily when you're going into the sun. Hearing some beeping. I'm not sure if that's the dreaded beeping. Back to Central Road. Fresh elephant dung. This must be Ephraim's tracks coming back from Torchwood on top of my tracks. Looks like something up ahead. Oh, it's a Land Rover or Land Cruiser. Game drive vehicle. I just saw a dark shape coming around the bush. We play chicken. Hi, Minjan. Hi, Bob. Oh, Shannon for.
Yeah, Bidjan.
The score.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the score you go next.
Kwanzaa. I think it went through Buffelshoek.
Ramadan.
Did I tell you I met your brother?
Roy,
Yeah. Did your brother tell you he met me?
sure.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay, thanks.
Elephant went through here. Sure, there's been a lot of elephant activity up here. Breeding herds, family groups, bulls. Well, I mean, breeding herds and family groups are the same thing, pretty much. I think we'll go through onto Buffelshoek Dam. Few patches of cloud developing in the distance. Normal for this time of year. Start off the sky clear as can be, and as the day wears on, clouds start building up a little bit. Morning, Franklin. That's such fresh elephant dung. Very, very strong smelling. It's a very pleasant smell, elephant dung. Just the smell of very rich, masticated vegetation. Doesn't really have a very much of a dung smell. Hey, Drongo. sound of a tinker barbet. A very small barbet. Very, oh, sometimes very hard to find. They're normally right at the top of a tree. And I'm racking my brain as to whether that's the yellow-fronted or the red-fronted tinkerbird or tinker barbet. Bevilshoek Dam. The hippo are all up one of the side, what would we call it, entrances to the dam. Pardon? Pardon? Bank. Yeah, no, not the bank. That where it narrows. The start of the drain, the dam where the water comes into it. The bank is all around the dam. Nobody around here today. Maybe later. Finally we got up to Biffles of Cutline. I wanted to start here this morning. Can't help but think that if we had maybe come around this way, we might have caught this leopard. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe he was walking during the night. And if he had come across at Twin Dams when the drives were still out last night, it would have been early evening. The tracks didn't look that fresh when I was following them. They might very well have crossed over still even before 9 p.m. last night. We shall never know. It was fun tracking him though. Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes you just get this really strong feeling that the leopard is really close by. Especially when you can see that the tracks are fresh. Turn back inland. It's like the boundary roads or the edge of our island. Island of Gari, Western Gari, it is called, or Djuma Game Reserve. And there's just a sea of bushveld that we can't venture into or onto around it. just been thinking, it's been a while since we've seen giraffe too. Did you see yesterday? Okay, it's been a while since I've seen a giraffe. Well, I did see one yesterday, but I haven't seen one on camera for a while. But at least I haven't seen one that's still breathing. Ellie running down, big lady. They must have... Oh, trumpeting. Oh, there's the little one. I wonder why they're all running like that. And another little one. Gee, big family group. And I'm getting beeping, a lot of beeping behind me. Now, oh my word, this is a huge group of elephants. They're all crossing the drainage. Lots of noise. Oh, there's a big group that's gone up the other side of the riverbed. Big group that's just entered the riverbed. Let's go down here where the big jackalberry is. So overgrown, we can't even see these little old tracks that we used to have here. We used to get in and out of the drainage line. So much noise and crashing and excitement. Facing the big Shambian Glove just across Gary Cut line at the big Jackalberry heading east parallel to Central Road. And now nothing. They've all gone through. Now there's a little one just looking at us. I'm going to look around this corner here and see if there's still any of them over here. But that was the herd that was running and trumpeting, and they just carried on through. But there's a giraffe. This is where everybody's hiding. Magnificent big bull. I just have to say good morning to him. Elephant came right through the spider web. Oh, look at that. Giraffe doesn't want to even say hello. Taken off already. Stop there, please, Squire. No, he's not going to do that either. Yeah, we can still maybe get to see his head sticking up above the trees. I don't think it's going to let us get any closer than this. But he's probably a little skittish because of this ruckus that the elephant made. And he probably thinks that I'm to blame for the elephant's excitement. So he's probably not very trusting of me right now. And we can't. We seem to be out of power, so the cameras are not doing anything for the cat at the back. And beeping. Lots of beeping. So we're going to have to call it a day here, I'm afraid. Can't even get back to those Ellies. But they have, a lot of them have moved up and are heading east up parallel to Central Road. So, thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks for bearing with us this morning, looking for a leopard and just following his tracks. We might get to see one later. And I hope you'll join us later. Thanks. From myself, Mark, Cat on the camera, Patrick back in final control, and the rest of the crew. Bye-bye.